everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to the Heroes A through Z playthrough. In today's video, we have landed upon Genji, one of the most polarizing characters in the game. I am of the opinion that he actively makes the Nexus less fun to play in because he has hyper mobility. He's able to chase characters across the screen for miles, and in the hands of a master, is able to deal a devastating amount of damage. I, however, am a level 7 Genji. I've only played him a few times and have a pretty abysmal win rate, so you will not be seeing master gameplay here. He doesn't have a high win rate, but in the hands of someone that's very good at him and has good presence of mind in the middle of team fights, he is a monster to deal with. Hopefully I can show you a little bit of that potential here today. Just in a warm-up game, and I played with his dash build for the first time and actually felt very fun. So we might be trying something like that again here today, although I don't have a lot of experience with it. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Dragonshire in today's game. One of my least favorite mounts, but this should be, maps, excuse me, but this should be a pretty interesting game. The friendly team Diva, Abathur, Genji, Nazi, and Artanis. The enemy team Nova, Johanna, Tracer, Tassadar, and Sonya. So both teams tanky in their own right, but they also have some pretty high damage bursts in their own right too. Hopefully Abathur goes for a sustain build and he likes giving me a top hat. At level 1, we are going to go for Swift as the Wind. Hitting the enemy hero, Swift Strike increases Genji's movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds. This means that we can use our E ability to engage, which, by the way, Swift Strike always goes this length. You cannot stop it prior to the end of that skill shot. So that means that you can find yourself in a little bit of trouble if you use it at the wrong time. But we can use it to just jump in, deal some damage, hop to the side of a team fight, and then try to deal more damage with our shurikens. It does have a pretty long cooldown, but that's not too big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. And if we manage to get a kill with it in the middle of a team fight, it will reset its cooldown as well, which means we can use it to dash through enemies multiple times. So it can be pretty damn impactful. Or we'll get blown up immediately. Holy shit. Our E ability does have a 12-second cooldown, and we are going to be focusing most of our talents on this. We will get more cooldown reduction even without resets as well, so it should be a pretty reliable way of poking at an enemy team. The idea for our gameplay here is we're going to dash in, deal some damage, then jump around until we have all of our cooldowns back up again, kind of skirting around the outside of a fight, waiting for a good opportunity to go in and get a decent number of resets. We are going to need a solo laner up in the top lane. That solo laner is probably going to be Artanis, otherwise we're going to be in a little bit of trouble here, I think, team. But I'll try to poke at these guys to the best of my ability, try to dodge some stuns. Deflected at a pretty good time there. Deflect has a 16-second cooldown, and anytime you take damage while Deflect is active, you are going to be dealing sub-damage back to the enemy team, but more importantly, protecting yourself from that incoming damage. So a good Genji is going to be able to use that at the proper time to protect himself from the most damage possible, which again is pretty hard to do. You'll notice that a lot of stuff with Genji is pretty hard to do, which is why his win rate isn't very high, but the character is unquestionably strong. He was the hero that was released along with Heroes 2.0 when the new systems were all introduced to the game. And for a lot of people, he was their first impression of Heroes of the Storm because there was a promotional campaign that was going on, getting Overwatch players to jump into Heroes to play him and try him out. And, well, if they did try him out, I'm sure they were met with a little bit of opposition because if you overextend at all with Genji without your cooldowns, you are going to be punished pretty hard for it. Now, some of the ways that Deflect is a little bit of a toxic ability is it doesn't matter where the source of damage is actually coming from. This allows Genji to jump into the middle of, let's say, all of these buildings as someone is retreating for dear life, and we can actually deal a pretty sizable amount of damage to them with Deflect. We are going to go for Swift Strike here, so we're going to deal more damage at the end of our E's dash. Again, the solo lane is not where I want to be. I'd rather be roaming around ganking, but if this is where the team wants me to go, then this is where I will go. We can get ourselves away from Johanna, no problem, once again using our E ability. And our trait is also a gap closer as well. It's called Cyber Agility, and it allows us to just hop around to our content. It's only a 12-second cooldown. We can hop over terrain with that. We can do all kinds of shit with that not a lot of other characters could really do. And once again, you'll notice it's very, very strong. Johanna timing her condemn perfectly there to actually interrupt me for my swift strike. You're not unstoppable while this is going, but she used it right at the perfect time to stop me from moving, which was, again, a misplay on my part because I don't have enough experience with Genji. Can someone else take top? I want to roam.
On the move.
Cool. We talked to our team and it was working out. Looks like D.Va's doing a great job of delaying the enemy team in the middle lane. Let's go see if we can help out with this at all. She is taking a lot of damage right now, but we should be able to swift strike in here and deal a lot of damage. Get a reset off of that enemy team's D.Va and poke at this until we are able to retake one of the other lanes. At least that's the plan. Artanis was able to grab top, so D.Va's death was not in vain. A lot of Abathur mines here. Maybe we can make use of these as well. I'm going for it. Ah! Oh, it failed. It fucked up. It fucked up. Shit. Shit, man. Feels bad. So, deflect should be used as you jump in because there's so many damage sources hitting you at one time. But for some reason, I was like, oh shit, that's condemn. Condemn can fuck me up. I'm going to deflect that instead. It doesn't make you immune to CC, right? It's just any damage coming in, you kind of push back at him. Now we can go for a really strong talent here called Perfect Defense. When Genji was first released, dodge was a lot stronger, and it was like the go-to talent in almost every situation. That's really no longer the case because of the dodge nerfs. Dodge basically used to be a full damage mitigation from auto attacks that had 3 charges. It just doesn't have the charges anymore. Let's just dash in here. Let's not play too crazy. The enemy team is moving way ahead on XP. They are almost a level and a half at this current time. This has to be a decoy, right? There's no way. But hopefully we'll be able to soak up enough with Abathur to stay in the game. I thought that knockback was going to be on me for some reason. We could jump in here and try to lure maybe Sonya into this bush of death. It worked on Tracer, not our intended target, but we were able to deal a lot of damage to her regardless, forcing the rewind there as well. Sonya now diving into the front line here. Let's go ahead and dash our way through that. Once again, hitting a few players, getting that movement speed increase, and trying to get to safety before too much more damage is done. Artanis finding himself pushed up really far here is going to be taken down, and Sonya landing a spear on me while I'm mid-cyber agility is going to lock me down in mid-air and get a kill on me. So obviously that's unfortunate as well. Abathur is, I don't know if he's in range to body soak that at all. Actually, his XP contribution is the lowest in the game, so Abathur isn't quite body soaking, and we're losing all of our altercations. The enemy team up 11 kills to our 2. Does look like they're kind of overstaying their welcome here, so we might be able to get some resets with our E ability as they are pretty far forward, but the force wall going down is going to buy him a little bit of room, and we might be able to get a kill on Sonya here. There we go. So I didn't actually explain how the shuriken work at all. Let's try to jump away from this. We should be able to. Tracer is going to chase us down and take us out, though. Hey, hypermobility countering hypermobility. Who would have guessed? So the shuriken are on a 3-charge system. It has a 12-second cooldown for the whole charge. It's a reload mechanic, not necessarily a cooldown mechanic, if that makes sense. So normally charged abilities have each stack of the charge has its own cooldown, but this is a reload mechanic. So after 12 seconds, we get all 3 charges of shuriken back. This means that if we find ourselves in a position where we want to do the most damage, the optimal way to do that is to fire one thing of shuriken, then make your way towards the team fight, keeping an eyeball on this shuriken counter. And as you get to the team fight, you want your shuriken to reset, so you have 3 more ready to go. So basically, you're wasting 1, but in a team fight, you'll be able to use 5 right away, which is kind of a unique way of approaching the battlefield as of right now. No other character has that until Junkrat is added into the game later this week as of the time of this recording. So it seems like it's a mechanic specific to Overwatch heroes at this time. Let's go see if we can help bottom. I don't know why I left. I'm going to be honest. No idea why I left, but let's go see if we can do anything down here. Looks like a lot of damage actually being done to Sonya here. We're going to dash in as soon as this thing ends and use our Dragon Blade to secure a kill there. We're also going to try to focus down this Tracer player, which we should be able to do no problem. Oh my god. See, Tracer has the problem where she has the highest attack speed in the game other than Tassadar, tied with Tassadar, and it's very hard to turn off of her auto attack. So when Deflect deals damage based off of every incoming attack that we're taking, and we also have an attack that lowers, or a talent that lowers our cooldown based off of how many times we deflect, that means Tracer is a great target for us to actually just get a ton of fucking damage out on just by taking damage if we're able to do that. I didn't realize how many times I died in this match, so we're going to try to pick our engagements a little more safely, but I also still want to be like aggressive. I want to be a ninja. Okay, I'm trying. D.Va is soaking the top lane right now, trying to get us up to level 13. I don't really agree with that. I think we should be doing a little bit more with the Dragon Knight, but that's okay. Level 13 has been achieved. We are going to pick up flow like water, which is going to give us cooldown reduction every time we deal damage to someone on the enemy team. Ooh, she's being thrown in the wrong direction. Now we can hit her with a swift strike as we're moving through her. She's looking for the stun on us, I'm assuming. Never mind, gonna be leaping to safety. Hit me. Oh, not you. Not you. Not both of you. Just one of you. Just you. Yeah, you hit me. Yeah. We should be okay. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. Calculated, boys, calculated. She's probably gonna look for the flank in here, though. Never mind, she actually moved back into the lane that way. We could sippy cup and look into re-engaging because the enemy team is very low here, and we can get some resets. But I'm gonna try to be very careful about it. I'm not gonna try to move in. Did our Abathur go for a healing top hat? He did, so he could keep us alive. I require assistance. Hat, please. I know my purpose. Just because I want some heals. You know what I mean? Still hasn't hatted me. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I just want to be able to stay down here. All right, the enemy team is grouping up really well for us. We were able to get a lot of resets there on our Swift Strike. Dragon Blade was pretty successful as well. We're just going to go ahead and use our Cyber Agility to jump out of that fight before we take a little bit too much damage. Tracer, however, did take a lot of damage from that mine nest there. Maybe we could have done something. Maybe we could have engaged a little bit more, but I was pretty happy with that. As we jumped into that fight, we were able to hit so many people that our E ability was basically off cooldown right away. And that's like the ideal scenario there. That's not going to happen all the time, but when it does happen, it feels really, really good to just zip across the screen over and over. It feels really strong. So we should steal this camp from them since we have a numbers advantage. Oh. Engaging too hard. I'm engaging too hard and I'm dead. I wanted to engage on that, didn't expect to see them, and then way overcommitted to that because I just saw someone there. I didn't even realize who it was and immediately overcommitted. I didn't have a backup plan. I couldn't have jumped into this tower. I couldn't have jumped down here. I basically overextended entirely. We did have Cyber Agility to kind of get out, but it's just a small reposition. It wasn't enough to save us. So, once again, misplay on my part. I mean, I'm sure it's very obvious I don't play this character very often, but I do hope you can see the potential here. I do hope you can. Like, if I really wanted to show you pro gameplay for Genji, we could just load up one of Moon's streams right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a gateway drug, boys. I don't play everything right. I just get you interested in things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the best player out there. I'll just tell you a thing or two about a thing or two. It looks like the friendly team is moving in the bottom lane pretty aggressively right now. Good top hat on Zebo is going to keep him alive a little bit longer as we grab this objective. We have this no problem. So, one thing I really like about this talent build is that it's all green. Even our last town at the end is all green. And we had an old Squadron episode where green means go. And it just makes me a little nostalgic. We're going to zoom out of there before too much damage is done to us. We could use Cyber Agility to jump right back in, but instead, I'm going to try to engage on this. Oh, don't tell me it's a fake. I'll feel so dumb. There we go. We're getting resets now, boys. Unfortunately. Oh, come on. I even used the fucking ability, but we were still here. I was trying to disengage. We picked up 2 kills, though, before we died, so I'm pretty happy with that. Look at the hero minion over here. I'm going to ping D.Va for some assistance, make sure the team knows that she's trying to get the point. Looks like Looks like we're pretty even. She can self-destruct. She did great. She's able to get another mech back because of that. Great swap by Artanis into the explosion of D.Va. That's the dream combo right there, boys. That's what you always want to see. Oh, and a perfect mech just before D.Va was taken down, staying alive, even though Tracer was doing everything she could to secure that kill. I think we're wasting a little too much time chasing this girl around. I mean, she's dead regardless of what she does, right? She can't outplay us this hard. But we gave the enemy team ample time to contest one of these shrines, but it looks like we got it. Bot! Let's go bot, boys! Let's go for the keep! All of our teams go top, except for the dragon. By going this Swift Strike talent build, you do gain a decent amount of move speed, or wave clear. Just saying words. You gain a decent amount of wave clear, which is something Genji lacks. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. You get a little bit of cooldown reduction when you charge in. You get a lot of damage output, honestly. And you also make the character a little bit more... Team? You also make your character a little bit more well-rounded by getting wave clear. Yeah, we fucking wasted this. Absolutely wasted this. There's no excuse for that. There was nothing going on anywhere on the map. And we were just like, you know, it'd be fun. Not helping. Feels fucking bad, man. We might be able to get some E resets in here, though. Deflecting some damage back now. Last-ditch effort reset from Sonya there. Well, I wanted to use this aggressively, but I don't think we can. Oh, that feels shitty. That feels real shitty. We might move in and deflect if she continues. Yeah, I was just trying to save Nazeebo a little bit. But he should be fine. That was a shitty ult. So the thing about Dragon Blade that I never remember, and let me make sure this is accurate. Unleash your Dragon Blade for 8 seconds while active. Dragon Blade can be reactivated to lunge forward and slash in a huge arc, dealing 506 damage. If an enemy is killed within 2 seconds of being hit by Dragon Blade, Swift Strike's cooldown is reset. So I could Swift Strike like fucking crazy with Dragon Blade up, and I never remember to do it. And I really should start. Dude, I can't believe we fucking wasted that objective like that. Makes me just sad. That's fine, though. I'm not playing very well. But that doesn't mean I can't criticize bad plays, you know what I'm saying? The enemy team starting to get composed, going for some camps here and there. We are going to go for the Dragon Becomes Me at level 20. Which is going to allow us to, if we're able to continuously hit targets over and over and over with our Dragon Blade, it will allow us to keep Dragon Blade up pretty much all the time, especially in the middle of team fights where there's multiple opponents that are going to be sitting around together. I kind of hope that Abathur take care of me a little bit during team fights, but I understand. I mean, I'm not the only person on the team, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and try to deflect a little bit of damage here before we jump out with the cyber mobility. I think she's going a little too far, boys. Looks like she's okay, though. Yeah, D.Va's a very good player. I was just sitting there fucking waiting for them to take that camp, but of course they start taking it the moment I leave. Hopefully we can grab the bottom shrine, no problem. Looks like there's not going to be much opposition here. And actually, I'm going to go for a swift cap on this. Jump right in on this dragon. Good interrupt from Johanna there, however. Is that the real one? Alright, gotta get the fuck away from that, boys. Jeez, hard game. It's really hard to play Genji without a healer. Really hard to play Genji without a healer. Looks like we were able to pick up a kill on Johanna Nova, assassinating our Nazeebo, though. We might be able to deal some damage to Nova here. Deflect up at the right time, I hope. Dodge a snipe! Made her use her ult! We made her use her ult! I'm gonna try to grab it. If we see Nova coming in, I'll swift strike into her. And we got the dragon. Okay, boys. Going bottom with this one. Hopefully we get some reinforcements. We do have more members alive than the enemy team. And I'm moving in real hard. Moving in as fast as I can, anyway. Let's try to just boop Tracer out of every single one of these altercations. I can go around zombie walls. They don't mean shit. We should try to protect it a little bit more and stand off to the side away from the tower. But it's also better if the tower attacks me than our Artanis. Regardless, let's remove Sonya from this and just trade into the Tracer, make her leave. And we're not going to be able to do any core damage with this, so let's just try to trade. Push her into the wall. If we can get her low, we might be able to get some resets after. Because we have an easy E lined up right here. Very easy. Going for the dash. Oh, she's going to be able to get away. Fuck! All right. I don't think we actually have a shot at core here, but I'm going to move in. We have a little bit of time left, and we can at least get the shields down. All right. If he wants to stay in, I'll stay, but it kind of doesn't look like he wants to. Okay. Swift strike. Oh my god, so much damage! What the fuck? Forcing me out immediately. Abathur did give me a top hat. We might be able to re-engage here. Oh. Oh god. I'm so low. Deflect! Protected, by the way! Oh my god. Oh my god. That was so scary. Oh, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. Why am I doing this? I wanted to help, but I didn't do anything. Oh. Okay. Okay, good job, team. Let's try to keep him fucking motivated. We at least got a 4th down. We dealt 5% core damage. Is better than fucking nothing. Looks like we're getting camp right now as well. That's very good for us. And Nazebo is pushed up a little far, but it looks like he's taking that over right now, so that's pretty good too. We could be aggressive and move in for their mercs right now since we have the numbers advantage, and it looks like everyone's heading up there anyway. Artanis is clearing the lane right now. I'll try to help him out. Oh, we found Sonya! We found Sonya! We're diving in with the Swift Strike and stealing that bonus damage that we wanted it to this whole game! And we might be able to get the kill here. Swift Strike is going to be off cooldown again in just a moment. There we go. We'll get the reset. And we should be able to get this camp and get the objective. No problem at this rate because they staggered their deaths so hard. The main threat on the map right now is going to be Nova just one-shotting us from the shadows, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. We do see Tracer, and I believe that was Tassadar down in the bottom lane. We don't have resets here, so let's try to hold on to our deflect. I know we're really low on health, so I'm sure we're looking pretty attractive for Tracer to dive right now. Our Abathur did manage to grab top. All right, that wasn't on me. Oh! Wasn't enough! Wasn't enough! Please! Please, yes! Ah, we did it! I did it! I did something useful! I did something useful! That feels pretty good. I dove in and was aggressive at the right time, and we traded positively for it. And Abathur just happened to spawn and eat a fucking pulse grenade for me. God, that was terrifying. Man, I suck at Genji. God, he is just a bundle of stress to play the whole time, too. And I'm all hot, sweaty in here because I can't run the AC and record at the same time because it would sound like garbage. But hopefully you saw just a tiny fraction of the potential that this character brings to the table. Very, very polarizing right now. People either love Genji or hate him. He's not banned that much, though, simply because he's very, very hard to play. But if you're a top Grandmaster player, he is definitely a tool to keep in your bag of tricks. Just so difficult to play, especially without a healer. Uther Genji is insane with Divine Shield and the level 20 upgrade here. The Dragon Becomes Me. Oh my god, it is disgusting the amount of damage Genji can do in that scenario. But anyway, if you're playing along at home, we use Swift is the win, Strike at the heart, Perfect Defense, Dragon Blade, Flow Like Water, Final Cut, and the Dragon Becomes Me. Green means go. Up next, we're going to be taking a look at Greymane. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.